This is John Zaninovich. Welcome to Move My Mass. You'll be hearing from great guests talk about balancing life and being fit. Welcome back to Move My Mass.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's just going to let everybody know you're going to be a regular on here. Get our chit-chat sessions in, work things out.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
Let everybody know how we deal with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be a good time. But so what'd you think of the ride this morning? Did you like it?
Yeah, you tried to kill me. Couple hours on the dirt out there is that was a long way. So we did about 33 miles in 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was good.
It was a good ride. You know, it's so nice to ride gravel. You just head out from the yard.
Yeah.
Find the nearest dirt road and go.
The fun thing is you don't have to worry about traffic.
It's so nice.
No one's going to hit us.
It is so nice.
Yeah. Farm tractors, you can watch out for tractors.
Right. And the other thing I like about it a lot is, you know, you just head down a road and I'm going to go left over there. Nah, I'm going to go right here.
Yeah.
You know, on road.
You don't have to have a plan.
Yeah, you don't have to have a plan.
Yeah. A lot of times you come up to somewhere you have to turn because there's something in your way.
Right.
Or a cable across a road or something like that.
Right. How do you like that new checkpoint?
It's a great bike. Yeah, the Trek checkpoint. Sam helped me buy recently, and it's a great bike and real comfortable on the road and off. But you can go anywhere, like we said, and it was a fun bike. It's got the nice wide tires on it, so it's a great bike.
That is a nice bike. Yeah, he's trying to talk me into one. Yeah, if I go, I think I'll go without the electronic shifting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's better or not, but it works.
No,
but it's one more thing you got to charge.
It's one thing. Yeah. And it's one thing, like my bike is still above my level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm like, I think I'm going.
Yeah. I can buy the nicest bike, but it's still my legs, right?
It's still the engine.
It's like my golf clubs, right? It's still my swing.
Right. Right. You, what'd you think of that little pitch at the end?
That was cool. You know, you go out in the middle of nowhere and you find this hill you got to climb. So that was cool. Yeah, that was tough. It was fun. Yeah.
I know it's one of those I go out on. I'm like, okay, do I feel it today? I'll make that left-hand turn to make sure we go get that pitch in.
Right.
Or like, no, not happening.
Well, gravel bikes, I mean, you used to ride things like that on a mountain bike, but on a road bike or a gravel bike, it's weird to be off-road and have to ride something that steep.
Right.
So yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. How many times have you been out on that checkpoint? Just a few?
Half a dozen. Yeah. Yeah. Mainly on the road though.
Right.
Yeah. I've been riding from road. I haven't gone out into the farmland. Like if I'm at my office in Porterville, I'll ride just out across different grape vineyards and things like that. But I've been riding from Stringville a lot, which has just been more on the road. So,
yeah. Yeah. I'm just going to have to keep checking bikes out. I mean, I'm not even really in the market. Sorry, Sam. But
you're a cyclist. You're always in the market.
Always in the market, right? I know. We were just talking about it, 2 bikes in here. It's like, how often do I ride these?
Yeah.
Hardly ever.
Yeah.
It's just so, we're pumping up gravel today. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
It is just the most fun.
Well, there's so many people on their phones in cars today. It's just dangerous. So if we can get off the road and still ride and you don't have to be a mountain bike. It seems like a mountain bike, you really want to go up in the mountains and find some specific trail, but a gravel bike, you're just going to take off through vineyards and just ride anywhere. So
yeah. It is true. You know, just from when we were really riding a lot of road, I think the driving and texting has increased probably a lot.
It's dangerous.
It's a different time. And we were talking about it on the ride today. It's like, is it worse or did we just get desensitized to it, spending all the time on the road? Probably a combination.
Yeah, there's a big trust issue, right? You just are like, well, I got to be out here. So I assume everyone's going to see me and go by me. But I don't know. It's scary. Yeah.
Be interesting if anybody ever puts aero bars on one of these. I've already seen that. Like on YouTube, I have seen aero bars, but true, like,
well, you know,
can't get back
there's
in
some
troughs
really
or
great
anything.
races, some gravel races out, especially in the Midwest. You got the Dirty Kanza, I don't know how you say that.
Yeah,
And then there's several of those up in Idaho. There's a few, and that'd be fun to go do. But they're like 50 to 100 miles on dirt.
Right.
And you might want aero bars in.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of that, Rock Cobbler's coming up.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
I always forget tomorrow, and I always forget the mileage, but I think he's got it. Yeah, I'm going to screw it up. It's a long way.
Yeah.
85, 90, something like that.
Yeah, that'll be a long one.
And it's not that race, and I've already talked about it a few times on this podcast, but it's not the distance. I think he finds every single roller,
right,
tall climb, steep.
Is Sam riding or just promoting?
Just promoting.
See, he rides it beforehand, right?
He did ride it. Yeah, he rode it. I forget how long ago.
Yeah.
A few weeks.
Got to make sure he's done it at least.
And he's toast.
Yeah.
I'm done. And the event has just gotten too big it's not too big, but it's gotten too big for him to.
He can't ride it and promote it on the same day.
And work it all day.
Right. Yeah.
I think he's tried that a few times and
it's
like, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
But it'll be a fun time for everybody anyway.
Yeah.
Speaking of racing, you just got back from changing some things up on your boys' team.
Yeah.
Your team.
Yeah.
And, of course, we don't have to get on the personnel specifics, but are the changes working out?
Yeah, I think the lesson there is good is the enemy of great. Someone much smarter than us said that. I think Jim Collins had a book about that, Good to Great, but he says good is the enemy of great. And I think with our race team, we got to a point where we were okay. I wouldn't even say we were, by someone's definition, we might not even said we were good, but we were making main events and we were doing okay. But, we really felt like Mason, my driver, and my coach or my crew chief, they weren't clicking anymore. And they weren't making, in this type of racing, you've got to have the setup of the car has to be you have to be on top of the setup all night long and be making changes. And, this particular crew chief, his setup might have worked really well for another driver, but it just wasn't working for Mason anymore.
Right.
And, so we had to risk going backwards and deciding that we were going to make a change. And we did that. And so far the results have been really actually good. And we've moved forward. So we hope that continues. And, but we had to risk where we were and the thought we might go backwards. And this was really tough for Mason to understand this concept. He's so young. I said, sometimes, but if you really want to go for the brass ring, you've got to be willing to go backwards. And so we just said, you know what, it's worth it to us. We're only doing this if we can be really good. We don't want to just be out there to be out there. So let's try. And we made the change.
Yeah. It's, of course I track them, follow them a little bit. And then, but of course the fastest way is just text you, hey, how's Mason doing this weekend? I can't believe sent that text and your response, you didn't say anything. Your response was just a video of him wrecking.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah, we had one of those last weekend.
That's how that went this weekend.
Yeah. But the difference is Mason is, he was fighting for position, and maybe in the past he wouldn't have been in that position because the car wasn't right or he wasn't right. And now he's fighting for position. So there is going to be a period here where we're trying to get better. We're moving through traffic and trying to gain spots. You're going to put yourself in a situation where on that particular instance, they were running 3 wide and they ran out of room and Mason got into the wall. And once you get on the wall, he flipped several times. But that's
the announcers
part
were
of it.
crazy.
Yeah.
And, I think the headline said 4 flips, but he landed on the wheels.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, I talked to you about this before. Those are actually, they look really horrible.
Yeah.
But it actually dissipates all that energy. So he kept flipping, getting rid of energy. And so Mason will tell you it hurt, but it wasn't as bad as if you just come around and hit a wall and you just come to a complete stop. And I have to say, I've never been in these cars, so I don't know. But the people that hurt the worst are the ones who just come to a complete sudden stop.
Yeah.
So if you can dissipate some energy like that, it's probably better.
Right.
So
right. And after going out and watching him race, from an outsider, you're like, okay, they get in a race car and they go around the track. They're not. It's like, talking about the setup, the gearing.
Yeah.
It was crazy to see.
Right.
We
have 950 horsepower on a 1,400 pound car. 1,400 pounds.
Right.
I mean, that's stupid, right? So there's no way you can get all that power to the ground. So everybody has a different setup. You have 24 cars in a main event. Everybody's running a little bit of a different setup. Might have more stagger. Your right rear tire is bigger than your left rear, so it leans into the corner. Some people have more stagger, less stagger. You may have different torsion bars. There's so many different ways they change the car to try and get that power to the ground.
Yeah.
So it's different.
And it's just crazy. That is a sport of love, not a sport of money. Well, plenty of money going out.
Plenty of money going out. No money coming in.
Right. And, just to, I was just soaking as much up as I could. And, I think in my head, he's got this great RV. He's going to go to the next race, and listening to him talk to you about, okay, son, where are you heading out now? You're going to head out at X time. Then you're going to stay where? We're going to stay in a Walmart parking lot.
Yeah.
And you were saying that's just what they do, and you just have to sit back and think that you better be passionate,
you have to truly
or you better
love
not touch that sport.
Exactly. You have to truly love what you do. I mean, for example, yesterday they were leaving Missouri and they were going to Indiana. He's racing up in Brownsburg, Indiana tonight. And they had to change a motor on a car yesterday. So they weren't done with all their maintenance yet because it's down to 2 guys now. It's Mason and his new crew chief, and that's all they have. And so they're a person short. And so they were working on the car, and one thing after another. It was raining outside. They didn't get things done in time. They finally got on the road, and they had a 7-hour drive, and they left at 3:00 in the afternoon. They were going to drive till 10 or 11 at night. That's just what they do. 2 miles out of town, he shredded a fan belt on his motorhome, and he had to stop. He carries a replacement. He had to work on the motorhome, get the motorhome fixed, and we're going. And that's the outlaw life. They're traveling from place to place to place. They're gypsies.
Right.
And, but that's, you better love it. You better love what you're doing.
Right. And as you did the transition on the team, how long were you back there for?
I went back for 10 days.
10 days.
10 days I was there. Yeah.
How was that?
So I flew into Austin, Texas on a Thursday, and we made the changeover with personnel that afternoon when I got there. And we raced Friday and Saturday just outside of Austin, Texas. Sunday, we drove 12 hours to Missouri, to their headquarters where we were at. Then we had to move shops that whole week. We moved every bit of thing that we own into a different location, and then raced that next weekend. And then I came home. So there was, everyone at my office says, "Oh, you're going on vacation. You're going to go out." I'm like, "No, I'm going to my second job." And
there was no vacation.
There was no vacation about it. It was all day long, every day working, trying to hunt for a new shop, trying to find a new location to put things. And so it was not fun. But I got to tell you, your listeners, I found the best fried pie. Now this is all about, this show's all about nutrition, right? So I'm going through Oklahoma, and we're driving, Stacy and I, my wife and I are driving through Oklahoma, and we find just on Yelp, we find the world's best fried pie location. We pull into this place.
What is?
So, like the little Dolly Madison pies, those type of things, but they're fried. Okay. And you go in, you buy a dozen of them like you do a box of donuts.
Right.
And they have cherry pie and apple pie and all this. Yeah. And they have cream pies. And then they even had some hot pies. And so we had one for lunch. So that's what we did. We had the best fried pie. We found it. It was Oklahoma.
Dang good.
It was really good.
So you can't wait for him to race in Oklahoma again, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure he's there in a couple of weeks. He's back in Oklahoma, so I'll go through there.
Right, son. I won't see you till Oklahoma.
Yeah. So so that was definitely not on the diet, but we found the best fried pies anywhere.
Interesting. Yeah,
and they say right on there. It says on the internet they're the best pie, so it must be.
And they were not lying.
They weren't lying. It was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
The picture of Garth Brooks has been there, so it was all good.
Nice. Speaking of a trip like that, were you able to work out?
Yeah.
Or too busy?
Nope. I still worked out. And, when you crossed over to running shoes, and I did a lot of burpees. So we would just run. I run 100 yards, do some burpees, run 100 yards, do some burpees, just do weird things like that.
Yeah.
And when you're in Missouri running and doing that kind of stuff, it's a little different. People are looking at you going, "What is that guy doing?" I'm going down the side of the street doing burpees, and they're like, "Wow."
Yeah. Somebody's working out.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's just what I do always. You find a way to do it no matter where you're at.
Right. So. That is the key to getting it done.
Yeah.
And then, you'd have to do all that. Meanwhile, your day job back here, it's cranking.
Yep.
Getting ready for tomato season that is firing up here in July.
Yeah.
We hope.
We hope.
First week of July.
Yeah.
But things are going well there.
Yeah. Did you see on the Wall Street Journal on the front page one day this week, they had an article about, what was it? The headline was can't catch up or something like that. The industry's short, right? So as we moved from food service this year to more fast food, tomato ketchup packets are in short supply. No one has enough ketchup packets because everyone's been buying fast food and taking takeout.
Right.
So ketchup packets are in short supply. And so they're really running out everywhere across the country.
Yeah.
And so, in general, the tomato crop has been off for a couple years now, and we're actually projecting, based on even normal movement over the next 12 months and a planned crop for this summer, June of 22 will be the shortest inventory on record of the tomato industry. So so there's some more shortages coming, and there's a lot of reasons for that. But water is a big issue here in California. We can't grow enough. So we've got our challenges.
Right. So hopefully, you might be set up for the perfect world. High demand. You have to haul it all.
Yeah, potentially.
Sound like there's going to be. Did they get enough in the ground?
It depends on Sigma, and we're in a drought situation here in California again, and so there's just not enough. So a lot of people are decided not to plant acres this summer. So I think we're down to about 225,000 acres here in the state.
Yeah,
which we've been as high as 300,000 acres before, maybe even a little higher than that. But 225, that'll give us about 11.5 million tons, and that's about domestic consumption. We'll take it all.
Okay.
And so that becomes there's no excess at all, and we were already behind. So as everyone stayed home, restaurants were closed, everyone was buying things off the shelves. All of my customers have been allocation for the last year. So if you're a grocery store and you order 3 pallets worth of Hunt's ketchup, they'll send you 1 pallet because that's all they have. So we've been on allocation for a year already.
That's crazy.
It's going to continue.
It seems like everything in the grocery store is on allocation at the moment.
Yeah.
You walk in there,
That's
I don't
true.
know. But
that's true.
Yeah, I hope the grape deal, doesn't get to an allocation state, but I certainly hope we start seeing some balance in supply and demand.
Yeah.
Seems like we're getting closer, I think, every year. And I think, we start our Mexican grape deal here in a month, more or less. And got our fingers crossed that the crop is at the right size. Lots of mixed information right now, depending on who I talk to, it's light or it's normal.
And you have to be able to get it here and get it off the boat, right? That's an issue.
Well, the Mexican crop, it
just comes across by truck.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. So that'll be all good, but it's just hard to find out the information of what's what.
Yeah.
And but what's nice is I think we're going to see demand pick up.
Yeah.
And demand's been good, but I think it'll, especially once things keep creeping back to normal, demand will get up.
Yeah.
And
well, if we can keep people at home, being healthier, cooking some meals, not buying everything outside, then they'll buy some more grapes.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that's where my mind is right now. I'm like, okay, be down there in a while. Of course, business always takes care of itself.
Mm-hmm.
We have a good program, so people want to pack grapes for us.
Yeah,
that'll keep going. And I'm thinking, all right, where am I going to get that workout in?
Yeah,
where am I going to get that work, or what time of day am I going to get that workout in today?
Sure,
because you never know what happens down there.
Yeah.
Trucks didn't cross that you thought were going to cross, or twice as many crossed as you thought were going to cross, and you have to go look at all this fruit.
Yeah,
but that's coming up.
Yeah, because you went down for a while last year too.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much time I'll be down there, but that's my brand. So
sure, you want to inspect and make sure everything's okay,
and
quality control.
Yeah, and we deal with really good growers, so they really do the right job,
right?
But it's Mother Nature. It's an ag product, and sometimes it's not always pretty. You just go deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's labor going to be for you guys here this summer picking grapes?
That's a good question. I think that the good growers, good operators, people, and you don't even have to be a real big guy to be that, but I think that the growers that are taking care of their people, provide a good work environment, I think they will have enough.
Yeah. I think we've run into a real labor problem this winter and this spring, especially with the spring crops as they've started to come off. Labor's tight, and that's because there's a lot of the unemployment extension and paying people to be on the couch right now. So I think if we can get past that, but we don't get past that till September, and I think America won't really come back from this pandemic until we get all these programs out of the way and let the economy take care of itself.
Right.
No matter where you travel right now, when we were in Texas, all over the Midwest, there's no hotels have enough people, no restaurants have enough people. I can't get labor out here. I think we're going to have a problem this summer until this is over.
Yeah, it's especially for those specialty. Driving a truck is I don't even know what it's classified as, but
it's Class A.
In my opinion, it's a classified.
Sure.
It's a specialty job.
Sure.
Not everybody can go jump in a truck.
It's a skill.
Unlike anybody can go pick a crop.
Right. Yeah. But you can't fight the government when the government's paying people to stay home, and that's exactly what we're doing right now. Then it's hard. It's hard to run businesses.
Yeah, where we notice it is in the cold storages, forklift drivers, guys loading trucks, having a real hard time finding those guys.
Sure.
And again, it's a skilled position,
right,
and tough to find it.
Yeah, our processors are having the same problem that they just can't get the people out to run the lines the way they need to, or do the sorting tables, or just harvest, drive tractor. It's all across the board.
Right.
And we have to be fair too. I think a lot of people are afraid of COVID and they don't want to come out because of that.
Right.
So the shots are becoming more readily available, and so I think central part of California here, where anyone above 16 and older, I think we're all the way down to that. Where some areas are still up in the 50 and older, but I think here there's a lot of shots available. So,
yeah. So you still have a Spartan race in your head?
I do. I want to do one.
Right.
So there's a Spartan race in San Luis Obispo at the end of the summer. I want to say it's November. Could be October.
Right.
We need to do that one.
I think that one we need to put on the calendar.
Yeah.
We'll have to check it out.
I was going to do one in Vegas before I had to go to the Midwest and take care of this deal. But we need to go do a Spartan race.
I think the 10K is called their Super. The Super.
Yeah, it's Super. So it's 10K. So it's 6 miles and it's 30, I think 25 or 30 obstacles.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That'd be good.
Yeah. Now I know Tough Mudder has it, but does Spartan have the shocker obstacle?
I haven't seen it. I've looked through.
I don't know if Spartan has it or not.
Well, and they don't always tell you which obstacles are going to be there.
That's also true.
They make that, but you do have the barbed wire. You have to crawl under the barbed wire, and then there might be an electric line there. So I don't know. I don't like the mix of water and electricity. I don't like that, and that's Tough Mudder, I think.
I think I can watch those YouTube videos of that all day long, though. That is the funniest thing, to see these guys and girls running through in full control of their body.
Yeah.
And they get hit with one of these and they lose full control. They lose all control.
Yeah, I'd lose control.
And they will just face plant right in the mud. I'll be in tears laughing. It's a great ab workout. Yeah. Watch this stuff. I'm just laughing. I can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for that guy. Who's it going to get? Who's it going to get? Because not all the wires are hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you just watch it and you're like, who's going to,
who's getting zapped?
And it's totally random.
Yeah.
And then they go. Because some of them run, they'll just run through real fast and they know it. They're going to get hit and they'll bounce off or whatever. Yeah. But some of them think they can crawl through it and miss them.
Yeah.
And it hits them. Those are the people, their arms give out and they just, it's almost like somebody stepped on the back of their head and shoved their face in the mud. I can't get enough of it.
Well, let's hope there's no one filming when we do it.
Yeah. Well, that'll be a good time for sure. I'm looking forward to that. Cause both of us, we need an event on the calendar.
Need to put something on the calendar to make sure we have something to train for.
Right.
So
get a little more specific in the training.
Yeah. I jumped in my pool yesterday. It was April 7th or whatever that is. And it was cold, but I swam a few laps. It's cold though.
Right. I know whenever I go up to the club to work out, I walk by the pool, stick my fingers in. Not yet.
Nope. Not yet. Not done. Not ready. Yeah.
Yeah. Now Seven Oaks is still heated. I can go over there.
Yeah.
But swimming is my favorite workout.
Yeah.
However, it's just lately, I'm like, I don't know. I haven't been in the mood to go swimming. Probably because it is, spring now, but probably because it was been cold and all that.
I think that's what we all go through is, there's some times of the year like, I'm not feeling that, but I'll go do this. And that's the lesson, right? You just got to do something every day.
Just go work it.
Just go do something.
Go find something.
Yeah. Yeah. We've gone through times where we're just sick of riding and, but right now we went out for a couple hours today. So it's feeling good right now.
Oh, speaking of the club, remember Rick Hillard?
Yeah.
From high school?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him, I don't think, since, I'm sure I've seen him right after high school.
Yeah.
But it's been 20 something years since I've seen him.
Right.
Follow him on Facebook and all that. So I'm on the spin bike in the gym at the club. And he walks in.
Okay.
He just joined BCC.
All right.
And I wasn't wearing my glasses. So this guy, hey, John. I don't know who that is yet because it's all the way on the other side of the gym. He gets close. I'm like, oh my gosh, Rick.
Yeah.
So he comes in and we chat a while. And I said, hey, you going to work out right now? And he goes, no, I'm going to go down and play tennis. So the bike overlooks the tennis courts, the pool and the tennis courts. So I watch him play. And I take out my phone and I take a picture of him playing.
Right.
Because Todd McClintock.
Right.
He's also, I haven't seen him since first part of college, I don't think either, but follow him on Facebook and we talk. And I know they play tennis together and golf.
Okay.
They talk about beating each other and this and that. So I take a picture of Rick. And I'm like, hey, I said, your boy's practicing.
Yeah.
And I know he's busy running his yard. He owns a yard service.
Right.
So I know he's doing that all day long.
Yeah.
He goes, I'll let him play with his wife. So that's all right. He goes, I'll still beat him.
Yeah. They both played in high school though, right?
Yeah.
They've been playing for a long time.
And they're excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll ask me, hey, you want to come? No. And Todd is also, well, I think Rick too. I know Todd for sure is an excellent golfer. And so they'll, message me on Facebook now and then, hey, you should come to Porterville and play.
I'm really bad at tennis, but I love it. I get out there, once every couple of weeks and try with my wife, and she beats me every time. But it's fun.
It's
a good workout.
It is a great workout.
Well, the way I do it, it's a good workout.
But I know what you can get out really fast is pickleball.
Yeah, never played that.
And because you guys play at the club, I'm assuming tennis. Mm-hmm. Do they have pickleball there yet? Do they have courts or anything?
No, yeah, they have courts, but no one's using any of that. So.
Stacy would love it.
Okay.
You would absolutely love it.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, it's some of the sorest my hamstrings have been after any workout.
Okay.
You don't realize it. It's just super.
Yeah.
You have to stay in the ready position.
Right.
At all times.
Okay.
And it's not nearly as hard to play as tennis.
Okay.
You're covering a much smaller court. You've seen it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I've seen it once. Yeah.
But it's just, your legs are just firing all the time. Because it's just short, quick burst.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a blast. And they play it up at the club.
Yeah.
And I can hear when I swim, I can hear them playing. Yeah. And and it's a group of women usually that play. Yeah. And I crack up because they're busting on each other like we would be.
Yeah.
And so, I might be between sets and I'll just sit there and listen to them.
Yeah.
Because they think they're out there alone.
Right.
Oh, and they're just ripping each other. I'm like, I didn't know they did that.
Yeah.
It's just a crack up.
So you got the Mexican season starting soon with that fruit coming in. What else are you excited about?
Well, I'm super excited about that. Just it's nice to hear the growers get excited about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the other nice thing about it on not just the growing side, but New Zealand, my customer in New Zealand is ready to go full speed ahead this year out of the California deal.
Yeah.
That's exciting because that's a complex market there's logistical things you got to jump through to get fruit over there.
Sure. It's good. That fruit has to be on the water a while.
Yeah. And last year we tested it with like 4 or 5 loads.
Right.
Went very well.
Okay.
And so he's super excited it's like, I don't know, a month ago, he says, day you guys start, we're going.
That's really good.
And so that's really exciting.
Yeah.
And now I've been talking with growers. The whole thing to pack for New Zealand and Australia is not easy.
Yeah.
It's, domestic market. You put the grapes in bags, put them in a box and you ship it to the market.
Right.
Or to the retailer or whoever you're doing business with. There you're still putting grapes in bags, but a lot of times we'll put them in clamshells.
Okay.
Or punnets, as they call them. And they're 500 gram, which is 1.1 pounds.
Okay.
And it's labor intensive.
A lot of extra labor, yeah.
A lot of extra labor, a lot of extra packaging material.
Right.
It's a different box completely.
Okay.
You have to teach the packers how to do it.
Okay.
So it's a whole nother level of getting things done. And so I've been approaching growers. Some growers won't do it. Some growers I don't want that business.
Right.
I've been very lucky to have a great customer.
Okay. Someone who wants to do it. Yeah.
Someone who wants to do it, have become personal friends over all the years we've been doing business, and it clicks.
Yeah.
Good arrivals. Shipping to New Zealand, you're going to have an issue probably every year, but
when you're, that's a lesson in life, right? When you're trying to get on a new customer, sometimes you got to take the crap work. You got to take the work that's hard and do that work that you maybe don't make as much money on, or you got to do that hard stuff first. And then you get the gravy stuff. Everyone wants the domestic business, put it in a bag. Well, everyone,
right.
But sometimes you got to take the other stuff first.
Yeah.
And then you get in with a good customer.
Yeah. And it's exciting to get, the brand over there.
Yeah.
Domestically, it's having really good growth and recognition, and to go overseas is
it's the next step.
Super exciting. So I'm pumped about that and looking forward to it. And it'll go well, because like I said, I'm going to say it again. He's a great customer.
Yeah,
and we just work good together.
Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah, so it sounds like we both have good seasons coming up.
Yeah,
so let's keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, we'll hope for a good season. Hopefully, it doesn't get too hot too quick here. But we're off to a good start.
Right. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming back on.
Yeah.
And we will definitely catch up maybe in about a month and get back on and see what's going on in our lives then.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you.